I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, roll call, please.
Mayor McLeichek.
Here.
Council President Carnahan.
Here.
Councilman Carnes.
Here.
Councilman DeSenza.
Present.
Councilman DeCino.
Here.
Councilman Doty.
Here.
Councilman Griggs.
Here.
Administrator Laplace.
Here.
And Attorney Corsini.
Here. Okay. Starting off tonight, we have a presentation. We have Claire here, and we have a couple other members of the Environmental Commission, or at least one. Claire's going to tell us about the Environmental Commission and what they've been up to.
Yep.
Michael, you want to give her that mic? Because this way, if it's being recorded, then this way at least...
I can see better over here.
We did that on purpose, Joe. I want you to get your steps in.
Is that good? Can you hear it? Like, is that good?
Yeah, that's fine. It's just going to pick it up. But do me a favor, just speak loud so the folks in the back can hear you.
Well, thank you for having me. This is about the Environmental Commission. The Environmental Commission was reestablished in March of 2024 after 17 years, and we aim to advise the borough on conservation and sustainability policies through education and outreach, and encourage the community to embrace environmentally responsible practices to preserve and enhance the quality of Middlesex's environment. Our members include myself, Mike Schneider, Holly Miller, Craig Constantino, Steve Ember, Gina Salvanco, Dan Cron, Andre Murphy's here, and our council liaison, Robert Tessino. Each member brings valuable knowledge in a wide range of environmental issues and dedicates their time and efforts to collaborate with other organizations in our community. Our members regularly attend conferences, webinars, and stay informed about the changes that directly impact the people of Middlesex. We are committed to preserving and protecting the environment while maintaining the quality of life our community deserves. Our member expertise. While previous experience is not required to join us, our group consists of both longtime residents and newcomers from diverse backgrounds. We have enthusiastic members, some of whom have education experience in various fields, including conservation, public health and policy, financial systems, ecology, law enforcement, fish and wildlife management, project management, regulatory compliance, sustainability, site remediation, and hazardous waste management. Additionally, some of our volunteers have received training through organizations like Sierra Club and Rutgers University as environmental stewards, coastal stewards, green infrastructure champions, and master gardeners. While these individuals possess skills in areas such as mapping, stormwater management, water sampling, urban forestry, and more. This diversity brings fresh insights and new perspectives, energy, and connections. It empowers everyone at any level to take action and engage younger residents. We set our 2024 goals as the tree planting initiative, to start replacing trees lost by the floodwall project, to update Middlesex Borough's open space plan, which is going to be addressed when we work on the ERI for environmental resource inventory. The MS4 stormwater management ordinance needed to be updated. We wanted to look into Victor Crowell Park's water quality issues. We wanted to create the green team and have community education and outreach, and then also look into solar energy options in the borough, and that's going to be addressed when our energy audit takes place and the recommendations are provided. Our 2024 highlights included our first event, which was the Earth Day meet and greet the Environmental Commission and tree giveaway. We also had a solar eclipse glass collection and our first survey to query residents' concerns in the environment in the borough. In this event, we gave away 150 bare trees. Then we had our tree nursery planting day, and a big thanks to DPW for creating the tree nursery, ordering the planting supplies, and keeping the trees watered. We grew over 300 trees, and 155 were given away to residents. The stormwater management plan. Managing stormwater is a major focus for New Jersey as the state deals with climate change. Severe storms are happening more often and causing serious flooding from stormwater runoff. The state's municipal separate storm sewer system, or the MS4, permit requires towns to take action. A portion of the MS4 permit requires a tree removal and replacement ordinance that all New Jersey municipalities need to adopt to better manage our stormwater. Our future requirements are going to include mapping all publicly and privately owned stormwater systems and pervious surfaces, identifying projects to improve water quality, and submit locations for these quality improvement projects. The Environmental Commission can help by reviewing plans, making suggestions, and educating the public about stormwater impacts and management. We held at Community Day, we held our third survey, when we ended up reaching 100 residents with questions about what they thought was important in the environment. We held a second solar eclipse glass collection, and we totaled 100 pairs to donate. Courtesy of Rutgers, we had, courtesy of Rutgers Water Resources, we installed a green infrastructure rain garden behind the library to reduce runoff and filter the water from the parking lot. Creating a green team has allowed us to participate in Sustainable Jersey. Getting certified would allow us more grant opportunities. We received 5 points for our composting workshop. The Environmental Resource Inventory is a comprehensive collection of information about natural resources and significant environmental features in a specific area. It includes text, tables, maps, and other visuals. The ERI is an invaluable tool for local governments, environmental commissions, open space committees, planning, and zoning boards. It assists with master plan updates, ordinances, legal matters, open space plans, and the protection of water resources and other municipal tasks. We recently moved forward with a proposal for our first phase of this valuable tool. It's going to include maps showing the BMO flood zone with a GIS or a geographic information system covering our climate-adjusted flood areas, stream and water bodies, wetlands with buffers, open spaces, and non-contaminated sites. We continue to research for grants to allow a more detailed ERI. In 2024, with our ongoing speaker collection, we collected 75 pairs, and we held 3 environmentally themed children's movies at the library that had a craft. The library's been a huge advocate in helping us promote our program. The tree giveaway, the residents were able to pre-order their trees, best species for their properties, and we gave away 155 trees to the residents. We planted the remaining trees in the wooded area along the Rock Lane with our watershed ambassador. We also went to the Winter Festival and had a pine cone bird feeding craft. Our 2024 highlights, we held or participated in 12 community outreach events. We were awarded a $10,000 grant for community energy planning grant. We were, and right now, New Jersey BPU had requested additional information which we provided. They have not yet executed the grant agreement. We were awarded a $2,500 startup grant from the Sustainable Jersey CSEG Energy Partnership Program. The Sustainable Jersey is still waiting to hear back on more information about direct install before that will move forward. And we also applied for the climate change related hazard vulnerability assessment planning grant. Unfortunately, that was not awarded, but we plan to try that again because it's such a huge undertaking. We also reviewed 4 JLUB plans. For 2025, we started off with the Doug Calamity video series, which can be watched on demand on the website Homegrown National Park if you're interested. And we also celebrated our first year. With the support from DPW, we held our Earth Day cleanup at Victor Cross Park. DPW has also been very helpful with our Sustainable Jersey actions for recycling and road salt monitoring. Volunteers at our tree nursery, pot filling day, and plant filling events, we planted up 600 trees and shrubs. Some are for the residents and some are for the Raritan Avenue Restoration Project. We had lots of action at the volunteer fair, which also showcased the rain garden. Check out the sign that DPW made for the rain garden for us. The grass cycling or cut it and leave it program not only saves time and money for the residents, but reduces waste and returns nutrients to your soil. We also created a composting guidelines flyer. Both are part of our community outreach for Sustainable Jersey Action. We held a poster contest, the benefit of trees, for school-age children in town. Each poster was reviewed and commented on by a local artist. Each participant received a certificate and award. Local experts speaking share valuable information about how we can reduce light pollution and control invasive species. Light pollution is the simplest form of pollution to fix. We can all do something. What we plant on our property matters. Small changes can make a big difference. The invasive species program did need to be rescheduled, so check out our website for an updated program if you'd like to attend. The sneaker recycling program has been ongoing. This was since inception in November 2024. We've collected 13 bags of sneakers, which is 189 pairs that were displaced from landfill, which equals 5,650 pounds of CO2 displaced. We saved 426,573 gallons of water was saved, and we received $30. It's really not about the money, but the proceeds are going to be used to purchase environmentally themed books for the library. Our 2025 highlights so far is we've held monthly meetings for the Environmental Commission and the Green Team. DPW enhanced tree nursery by installing additional fencing and an irrigation system, which is great. Thank you, Lynn. The volunteers helped to plant the 600 trees at the nursery to be given away to residents or planted in the fall. So we held or participated in 11 community events. We were awarded $2,000 Sustainable Jersey grant for Green Team capacity building, and we submitted for Sustainable Jersey certification. We hope to hear in the next week or two whether we're certified or whether we have one more session to go. At this point, we have about 100 members on the Green Team mailing list. What's next? We're going to have a rain barrel workshop on Saturday, June 21st at 11 o'clock. There's still slots available. And with a donation from Home Depot, we were able to create one 4 by 2 foot air pruning box. And in the box,
What was that?
It's called an air pruning box, and it's filled with leaf mold, so it's old leaves, and you put the seeds on top. And in that one box, we can grow up to 200 saplings that are ready to...
That box?
Yeah, because the roots hit the air, and then they self-prune, and then they grow laterally. And then those roots are well-formed and ready to plant in landscape. That's from a book called Wasteland to Wonder. And he's got really good ideas about pocket forests and converting lawn to meadow. Other items on the agenda is the fall tree giveaway, Sustainable Jersey certification, a possible green fair or rain garden program, the energy audit and direct install program. We're researching the demand response program to earn incentives, and that, depending on our usage, we could earn up to $10,000 annually. A firefly program with the Leave the Leaves campaign. Fireflies are in danger at this point, or the last generation that might see them. We're going to do Raritan Avenue restoration. I'm calling it phase 1, see how that goes. A bat and or owl house workshop where we could, the Girl Scouts are interested in an owl workshop where we can hang the finished product maybe over at Raritan Avenue, and we're hoping to create a J-Love review template. During the summer months, MAVEC or the Environmental Commission and the Green Team meetings are going to be combined. If you want to receive email reminders, you can send me an email. We can send you an email reminder for each meeting. Our next meeting is going to be on Monday the 23rd at 7 p.m. in the community room. And I would like to thank DPW for all their support, as well as Linda and Carolyn for answering all my questions. And a big thanks to all the members and volunteers for making it.
Claire, you are the embodiment of what a good committee does. I mean, that, you know, I don't know what you do in your spare time, if you have any, but but I mean, that's quite the list for the short time that you guys have been active.
Yeah.
And if my calculations do me right, you got 200 saplings and 600 trees, so you're going to be busy in the fall, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you are. And Lenny's going to be busy too, I'm sure.
He's been a lifesaver, so thank you.
It's all good. Joe?
Claire,
What's that?
you mentioned energy audit. Is that?
The energy audit. So we're waiting for Sustainable Jersey they're waiting for some direct install, so they're waiting for companies to sign up for direct install before they'll come into our energy audit.
What is a direct install?
That's where I guess the company, I'm not exactly sure, but I think they come in and say, oh, these lights are old, and they give you an estimate how to do it, and they'll actually
Okay, so
install
but
it.
we're on the list to,
We're
have that done?
on the radar, yes.
okay.
Anything else?
Yeah, demand response, I've been doing that at where I work
Okay.
for a bunch of years, and, you know, you do good the first couple of years, and it depends on how much you can lower and reduce. I mean, for me, it was a really good windfall, because what they do is that they give you a time when they test you, and what they do is that if they're having a large demand, they'll say, hey, listen, we need you to shut things down for a couple of hours. And what they'll do is that you'll do it. You'll go over there, and what you do is they put monitors on your electrical devices. They monitor what your usage is and how much you're reducing, and they'll pay you to reduce. Now, they make it sound environmentally friendly, but the reason that they do that is because they don't have the capacity in the electric plants to be able to supply everybody. So, you know, it's like a dual-edged sword, which has always been a bug up my, because they want all these electric cars, they don't have the infrastructure to plug them in or turn them on or even charge them. I mean, the wires with this town would probably burn up if everyone had an electric car. But the demand response is a worthwhile endeavor, but they do an audit. They come, you give them a bunch of electric bills for all your structures and buildings.
They take the top four. We just did, actually, Carolyn just signed off.
Okay. Yeah, and what they'll do is that they'll calculate what you can get, and then what they do is that they have two seasons. One's the winter season, one's the spring season, and they'll give you a target if they tell you to reduce. And depending on your grid, in Roselle, I'm on a really good grid. Over here, I'm not too sure. They would call up and say, we need you to reduce for an hour. You reduce, and then at the end of the season, they basically give you a check. And it's, I mean,
It looks like it's something to look into.
we do electroplating, so we're using gazillions of amps. I mean, it's probably been worth about $150,000 to me. But, you know, as far as the town, you know, it's not the lights and everything that get you. It's like the AC units, the refrigeration and stuff like that. But it's worthwhile to have the audit done, and it's also worthwhile because the part that it helps you is that you don't realize sometimes that you're burning power when nobody's here and no one needs it, and you don't know it, you know, and that's why these audits really come in handy. But Claire, wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Claire. Oh, yeah, and we'd like to get that on the website. Good thought, Michael. Okay, no appointments, no proclamations, ordinance for introduction.
We have ordinance number 215325, an ordinance to amend Chapter 80, Article 2, Rules and Regulations, Section 75, Administrative Fees for police officers and/or vehicles on extra duty jobs.
Okay, hang on. Do I have a motion?
Yes.
And a second?
Second.
You got ratted out, Pa. I'm just done. All right. Any discussion? Call the roll.
Okay.
Oh, this is the public hearing.
Yeah.
Sorry. This is for the public hearing.
Yeah.
Anyone wishing to speak on this, please step up to the mic. Seeing no one stepping up, I'd like, do I have a motion to close?
Motion.
Second? All right. Roll call.
Council President Carnahan?
Yes.
Councilman Carnes?
Yes.
Councilman DeSenza?
Yes.
Councilman DeCino?
Yes.
Councilman Doty?
Yes.
Councilman Griggs?
Yes.
Okay. Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion. Second.
Okay. Any discussion, comments?
Just so everybody knows, this is just raising our road rate.
Yeah.
That's, everybody out there knows. We just raised our road rate to match everybody else in the area, basically.
Yeah.
For road jobs.
Yep. This is just par for the course
Yep.
and just keeps us even with everybody else.
Yep.
All right. Call the roll, please.
Council President Carnahan?
Yes.
Councilman Carnes?
Yes.
Councilman DeSenza?
Yes.
Councilman DeCino?
Yes.
Councilman Doty?
Yes.
Councilman Griggs?
Yes.
Okay. Motion passes. Approval of minutes.
I have approval of the May 27, 2025 regular meeting minutes and June 3rd, 2025 special meeting minutes.
Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second? All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. All right. Let's move on to the mayor's report. I got a couple of things that I want to touch on today. one of the things that I have is that I do get the New Jersey Cops magazine. I just want to say you go flipping through there and you can see that we are represented for the polar bear plunge that they had this year by some of our guys that are out there. It's nice to see that our guys do participate in things like that. One of the other things that I did receive from Andrew Newcomer on Starlet Drive, I received a very nice letter extolling the virtues of Lenny, who you went above and beyond to help these people, and this is exactly the kind of customer service that we want to see our residents have. So thank you very much for that. Okay. Pop-up food vendors. We had a couple of guys show up in town this week, all right? Just so you know, we are researching into this. I've talked to the chief. I've talked to, I've sent out a couple of notices. Basically, what it looks like is that they're not allowed to be there. They're not allowed to be doing it. The question that we're trying to do right now is finalize, and it's going to be the police who actually go up to these people because they will not have permits, especially in order to do it in the first place, which is why they're on, abandoned properties. And the second thing is there's no health inspection. And so you really wouldn't want to do that there. And just as a third thing, and I'm not really sure where they were by McDonald's. I wasn't sure if they were on the McDonald's property or on that paper street that was in between. But the paper street, if someone eats one of these pineapples and gets sick because it's on our property, it becomes our problem. We're not going to have it. So we're going to take care of that. All right. I know people have heard about it and they heard all the racket the other day. We have state champs in baseball. All right. Part of the health coverage, the difference card is being introduced. It's like any time there's a change, there's always a few hiccups, but we're working our way through it, and we're doing okay. All right. I do want to publicly thank Barbara Benson. She was a critical part of getting the pool back up and running. I know there was a lot of stuff that had to go on. Lenny, I know you got involved with that, and there was a lot of back and forth, but, Barbara, she really grabbed the bull by the horns by that one, and thanks to her, she was a big part of why it's going. All right. The library. If you guys notice, there's a history room over there. Mr. Polakevich actually published an article on it. He was there again last night. I think they did a great job. One of the things that I was surprised about, and I think they did, it was awesome that they digitized everything. And they haven't digitized everything yet, so you can look at it online. But by the time they're done, they're going to have, I think, over 10,000 pieces at this point that's going to be digitized that we can look. So it's pretty good about the history of everything that they've done over there. Next week, the graduations are happening. I'm just throwing that out there for you, those of you out there in TV land. Be careful. Please drive safe. There's going to be kids. Graduation times, they're prone to doing something stupid. Please be careful. We don't want to have any of our children get hurt. Lastly, there's been a couple of comments passed back and forth regarding our willingness to meet with the school board. I can tell you at this point that our last communication with them, actually it's not our last communication. Our last communication probably happened about an hour ago with Councilman Carnes, but the last written comment to them was sent on June 7th. It covered a variety of topics that seem to be that people are interested in, and we're interested in getting resolved. As of now, I have not received a response. I'm sure, Jeremiah, you could expand on that when you give your report. And that is all I have at this point. Council President.
Thanks, Mayor. Thank you, Claire and Mike, for tonight's presentation.
Yeah, that was
Great
good.
job. Really good. Congrats also to the Environmental Commission. You got the $2,000 Sustainable Award from PSE&G. Like many of our residents, I was very happy to, hear that South Lincoln Avenue is finally reopened. Thanks goes to a lot of folks, but specifically to Lenny and Bobby, Councilman DeCino, our Greenbrook Flood Commissioners as well. They applied a lot of maximum pressure this past spring over the last couple months to get that reopened. Like South Lincoln Avenue, many of our residents were thrilled to see our community pool open this past weekend. Thanks to the pool staff, Lenny and DPW helped out with a number of things last minute, and as well as the pool commission. They will all work feverishly to get it open. 2 pool commissioners in particular that worked really around the clock. They spent full days there over the last 2 weeks volunteering their time to ensure the pool opened successfully. It was Barbara Benson and Lee Powandel. Congratulations, as the mayor mentioned, to our library. They officially opened up their local history collection room last night. The library director, Chrissy George, and the library board president, Jim Benson, they did a really good job hosting the event. The mayor also spoke as well. The room looks really, really good. Absolutely fantastic. Thanks to Jake Wright on Lenny's team. Chrissy George and her team at the library, which also includes a number of volunteers, did a wonderful job not only creating the room, scanning a lot of documents like the mayor mentioned into a website. I have the web address up here. It's on our library tab on the Borough website. Some of the scanning included 6 decades of local newspapers, photos, letters, and more. In addition to online access, the library has a physical collection. The mayor mentioned this, of over 10,000 artifacts, physical artifacts, photos, news clippings, letters, licenses, contracts, flyers, posters, and more. I encourage everyone to go check it out. Our next Pillar Award is at our July 15th meeting. It will be Jim Benson for his 40-plus years of service on the library board. The mayor mentioned this as well. Congratulations to our high school boys varsity baseball team, as they are New Jersey Group 1 state champs once again. They got rained out actually on Saturday. The bottom of the first inning, they got postponed to yesterday afternoon. They got location change. They went up to Bergen County to Woodridge. They beat Midland Park 3-2, and they earned the program's 7th state championship, which actually puts Middlesex, little small Group 1 Middlesex, tied for 3rd most Group 1 championships in New Jersey history. Most of the players are returning next year. We lost 3 seniors, 2 starters, including our top 2 pitchers are coming back next year. It was really an excellent season. Congrats to head coach Blaze Ionetti, hometown kid, and his first full year as head coach. Thanks also, we had a lot of our volunteer firefighters last evening who escorted the team into Middlesex and dedicated their time doing that. Lastly, I'd like to get a consensus from the governing body to authorize Attorney Corsini to create and propose an ordinance regulating the sale of fireworks, which we currently do not have. Do I have a consensus for Chris to work on that?
2,
Good?
3,
Good.
Yep, got it.
Okay.
You're good.
All right, thank you, Chris. That's all, Mayor.
That's it?
Yep.
All right, moving down the list. Councilman Carnes.
Thank you, Mayor. For the seniors, the senior messenger still said the senior center will be closed on May 26th and June 19th. Obviously, that's in 2 days. The summer operating hours for the senior rec center is going to be Monday to Thursday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Friday, 8:30 to 1 p.m. You still have the ability to apply for the SD Tech workshop, which is June 26th. Smart Driver Tech is a 90-minute workshop offering an interactive way to stay up to date with the latest safety technology in your current and future car. Learn all about what technologies are available, how they will work, and how they can increase your confidence behind the wheel. Register today and tell a friend. I told my wife. She's now going to know how to work her new car, which is beautiful. Huntington Hills presents Swing August 7th at 10 a.m. Go dance around interactively, solve who killed Mr. Body and which room and what weapon. Sounds beautiful. It starts show times at 11 a.m. $81 due by tomorrow.
so go give them your money, go swing. We did have an interaction with the Board of Ed. At the end of it, I was told by the superintendent that we are going to set up a meeting to get everything in regards, so I'm hoping that that actually happens and we get on point to creating a bridge, because ultimately our residents are concerned about how our tax dollars are leaving our borough. They're no longer in our Middlesex borough ecosystem. You know, we all collect the taxes, as we know. The money stays within there, but right now the money's kind of leaving our ecosystem, and we're kind of like, what's happening? And so we're going to have questions, we're going to have good conversation, and hopefully we can build a bridge with the Board of Education, with communication, and hopefully it's beautiful. We shall see. Let's always stay positive with that scenario, because there's always ways to build communication, and it's all for you guys. So ultimately, I hope that is what happened. So a lot, but I think you know my intent with that. Thank you so much. The Environmental Commission, you guys are on fire. You're doing amazing things for our borough and for our younger generations, stuff that I love and hold near to my heart. So it's good to see people and have a very trustworthy position of what you guys are doing. It's appreciated deeply. My brain just went sideways again. 1 second. Board of Education. Film Committee, I talked to the mayor and the council president. I got caught up in life, right? Raising 4 kids can be a lot of times, going to school for stuff, so I'm picking at it. I'm going to send it off to Mr. Porcini later this week to see what happens. We're going to change to about 3-member person committee with like 2 alternatives, so 5 people for our film committee to be film ready. As long as, you know, this is the time, like this is coming, so if you know people who are interested in the film world, which we did receive a lot of residents at the volunteer day. I am slowly getting back to them. I have dropped the ball on this one, mainly because life got busy, but I will be reaching out to the volunteers that are coming for our film committee to see if they're interested in filling these positions. We got about 10 applications in that are interested, and I will get a hold of you. I will reach out to you. And the Culture and Arts and Beautification Committee, Hardik is doing a beautiful job picking up the reins and running. They are planning phases. I missed the last meeting, again, family stuff. I couldn't make it to the 7 p.m., but they're getting it done. They're starting to get a couple events up and moving, and I will get more information on the last meeting from that. That is it. Thank you, Mayor.
Okay, Councilman DeSenza.
Yes. Recreation, summer softball registration begins July 8th. Line dancing is progressing. There's 14 active line dancers. Happy Cancer Camper sessions are full. We have 14 at 2 sessions. And the Memorial Day parade was a huge success. Thanks to the weather and good planning. It was a good day. Swim pool, finally, all Board of Health issues have been approved. All we need now is for the weather to approve. Again, thanks to Barbara Benson and to Lee for going above and beyond to get that done. An immense amount of time to get that done in such a quick fashion. The good news is, I guess, that the weather wasn't cooperative, so you really didn't miss much swimming. The 2 weekends that we missed were rain out, and cold. Parks are waiting for the Suburban Consulting to finalize their proposal. Hopefully, I think the target date was around September for them to do that. And the June SWAC meeting was canceled. So getting one in July. That's all I have.
All right. That's it?
Easy peasy.
Easy peasy for you this time. All right, Councilman DeCino.
Yes, I want to thank Claire again. I mean, I'm involved in that commission, and she blows me away. Actually, the whole group blew me away every meeting. So we have great, vast volunteers in that group that is going to help us in the long run down the road. For DPW, talked to Letty today. The date for the recyclable bins to be delivered is going to be early July. New service starts August 1st. Now that may cause a conflict because it says August 1st. The second date of the bins would be the 1st. So there's going to be, Lenny's going to work it out. The 31st would be the old bin, the 1st would be the new bin, so that's not going to work out. He'll work it out, I'm sure. Paving update, Seneca Ave has been completed, concrete work and done. 1st and 2nd Street will be done once school is out, so in a week or so. Lane's also coordinating with engineers for our next DOT applications for roads to be paved. Speaking of paving list, I noticed that some residents would like to see a paving list posted online. I don't talk to Lenny about that today. I don't think that's the greatest idea. Maybe internally we could have a list, but the money changes every year. So, like even this year, we had bid for roads and we got less money than we thought. So now he's trying to scramble over which roads to do. So that may not be, because people are going to hold you to it. You can say your road's next. Next year we don't get the funding, we're at a bad spot.
Yeah, and things happen.
And things happen. So I don't think that's the greatest idea to put out a list to the public. Internally, I think, yeah, we
Sure.
should have a list. Yeah.
He has it.
Yes, he has it. As far as 214 basins have been cleaned, and the ones that needed repair have been repaired. They're also making progress, working on through the damaged signs. Mike, I know that's big on your list.
Yeah.
Damaged signs, so they're on that. I also was in Lenny's office today when he called the contractor for Mountain View Park. They are coming this week to take down the old restroom comfort station, so we're moving along. They finalized the insurance adjuster for the playground equipment for $488,203. It's a little less than what the damage was, because the fitness equipment wasn't delivered yet, so that didn't get damaged.
So are we whole?
We're not whole yet. We will be. Yeah, this is the final report. So I'll send everybody an email once they do the agreement. It looks to be.
Okay, as far as the banners, Hometown Hero banners, we did the final review, was done today. The anticipated delivery to be late this month. I'd like to get a consensus from the council for early July. When the banners come in, we'd like to hang them at Borough Hall, let the families come, take pictures with them before we install them the week of July. So
Great idea.
we have a consensus.
Good.
So we're good with that. All right.
Yep.
What do I have? That's all for DPW. As far as J-Love, at the June 11th meeting, the board approved unanimously the recommendation of our planner, Paul Ricky, to reduce the square footage on apartment sizes in the Lincoln Boulevard redevelopment zone. The new regulations would be 1 bedroom 700 square feet, 2 bedrooms 850 square feet, and 3 bedrooms 1,000 square feet. This will be approved by ordinance by the council, so that's going to be coming to us. That's square footage was 1,000, way over.
Yeah, so
to
it's a little,
1,500.
well, it was that way for a reason.
Yeah, there was nobody coming here, so now we'll, also, J-Lo, we have a special meeting on June 18th for a public hearing on the adoption of the housing element 4th round fair share plan. If approved, the J-Lo will adopt a resolution amending the master plan to include the 4th round housing element fair share plan. This will need to be filed within 48 hours of adoption and approved by the June 30th. Paul and Michael have identified sites for possible development to meet our state mandated low-income housing requirements. This report was created by Paul Ricky. It's over 200 pages, and it will put us in compliance. Now, Michael, I don't know if you want to chime in on this, because I know you were involved a little bit in that. So.
Right, it's basically focused on areas where we've already targeted redevelopment, the redevelopment zone along Lincoln Boulevard, some of the infill area opportunities on Route 28. So there's a lot of logic to the plan. It doesn't really change in any way the character of the community. It's more like infill development and taking its cues from areas where what's already existing development, trying to replicate that.
And this will be talked about at our July meeting, so we'll be able to. All right.
Good.
Yeah, we'll adopt it in July. This is a state requirement. We have nothing. We have to do this. That's all I have, Mayor.
That's it? Okay, thank you. Councilman Doty.
Yes, Mayor, I have all 3 of my reports tonight. Everybody got them to me. We'll do the police first. For May, 1,865 calls for service, 14 adult arrests, 282 MV summonses, 31 radar, and 38 MV crashes. Let's see what our detectives have been up to.
I'm okay with it.
Where did I go? There we go. Okay, last month, a simple assault they're investigating. They had 3 harassments, 1 terroristic threat. This is an unusual one that you don't see here very often, is child pornography they're investigating. Weapons possession. There was criminal mischief, 1 of those. 2 arsons, 1 forgery fraud. There's 2 endangering the child of a welfare that I know they were working on diligently, those 2. So our detective bureau is pretty busy right now, to say the least. All right, I also have court for May 2025. 286 tickets, 16 parking violations, 270 moving violations, 11 DWIs. 7 criminal complaints, so there were 7 local ordinance violations, 0 zoning issues. They had 3 court sessions, 1 in person and 1 virtual. It must have been 2 in person. Well, I know they did a special court session also the one evening because they had a long case. I do know that. That's why there was 3. Total scheduled defendants 182, 91 cases deposed, 4 DWIs deposed, which usually take the longest. Total fines 32,285.51, and the borough portion is $14,705.86. That's the court.
Okay, is there a way that they could tell us what their outstanding backlog is?
I asked that question, and I think the judge was going to get with her, and they were going to get a number for me. Because I saw them the one night.
Yeah, because this way we could tell, or is the backlog going up or down?
Yeah,
based on
because I know they wanted to do an extra night, and I've heard nothing about that, and I asked that question also. I've gotten nothing.
Figured you're on it.
I haven't gotten anything yet. Okay, fire department. 42 calls in May, 13 alarm activation, no fire unintentional. They had 3 natural gas, 5 motor vehicle accidents with no injuries, 2 with injuries. They had 2 building fires, and then fire other was 1. So 3 fires for the month. Chief sent over a little synopsis of the month, the bullet points that he likes. Let's see. He has, on May 3rd, they went to the rear of the high school for a possible brush fire. When they got there, they called Somerset County Dispatch and asked them to bring the fire service in as a precaution because of the woods back there, and they have the equipment to get in there. And they had a column of smoke visible from 28 Harris Avenue and a large amount of brush behind the high school. The chief arrived there, and all incoming fire units that there was a large pile of boxed equipment on fire just starting to extend to the brush. In the rear of the school near the flying field, the equipment was locked behind a metal gate, which Middlesex Police Department was able to open prior to any fire apparatus arriving. Engine 821 arrived on location, established a water supply, and they ran 2 1 3/4 inch hand lines to contain and extinguish the fire. The fire was brought under control in under 15 minutes. And then the arrival of the other apparatus came, and they did an extensive overhaul was needed to completely extinguish the fire due to the large amount of plastic that was involved. The scene was turned over to the Middlesex County Fire Marshal's office for their investigation. Okay, what else? This one over here is what he wanted me to read. An employee at the Veolia located on 125 Factory Lane reported an outdoor industrial shredder on fire. They arrived, they found it on fire. They cooled the outside of it to let the material inside burn off. Once most of it burned off, they were able to open it and extinguish it fully. And this was at the Veolia, what they told them to do, because they have a huge fire suppression. They know what to do in their thing. I've seen the drills over there. They're incredible. May 16th, they were dispatched to mutual aid in South Brunswick Township for a 3-alarm commercial building fire. Engine 823 responded to the scene and operated for just under 3 hours before being released back to the borough. I went to the fire officers meeting last night, and South Brunswick sent something over thanking them for their fantastic work, and they said anytime we need help, it's a big one like that, they'll be available, because they know we have factories and stuff here. The members did volunteer fair, Memorial Day parade, and they did their first live burn of the year at the Middlesex Fire Academy. They also wanted me to mention that they received a grant for $1,850 from New Jersey American Water for 2 emergency plugs to disable the drivetrain of any hybrid electric vehicle with a charging port. This makes it safe so they can put the fire out and not have the battery go up. Now, I have one more thing for Mr. Rodzinski that was asking me about it. He sent it to me. Okay. Friday, May 2nd, at 22:14 hours, the Middlesex Fire Department was dispatched to an odor of burning at 172 Bakeland Avenue. Upon arrival, they found the workers sifting through their metal shed about 40 feet off the structure on the alpha side of the building with no active fires. Our crews arrived on scene and were directed to walk the whole facility to ensure the odor was originating out of the metal shed and not another area within the structure or its property. Upon a walkthrough of the building, crews reported a large amount of engine blocks stacked higher than usual and spilling out of the Bravo side of the structure and within some of the walkways inside the building. They followed up by walking the Charlie side of the building and found the containment area to the rear of the building with evidence of oil in the water due to a leaking homemade filtration system, specifically the pipe from the retaining block to the barrels, from their backstop on the Bravo side of the building. Also, we noticed a large amount of oil out on the ground with some speedy dry down on it. The scene was turned over to the Middlesex County Fire Marshal's office, and the Middlesex County Hazmat team was also notified. So they were released by these, and I believe those agencies showed up. The chief didn't have what the disposition was after they were secured from the scene. But that's the report I got from him, because I know, Kevin, you were asking today. So, okay? Okay. That's all I have, Mayor.
That's all you have. Okay. Councilman Gray.
Yeah, good evening. First, congratulations again to the high school baseball team. It's a great accomplishment from our town. As far as some feedback that we're getting from residents, but in person and on Facebook, everybody's really glad that South Lincoln Avenue was back open. That side of town, it makes things much more convenient to get around. So it also looks great. They did a nice job there. Also, I did see a lot, so I'm glad, Mayor, that you're addressing the pop-up vendors, because people were definitely concerned about that. I've heard people mention like how they know this place is safe and stuff. So it's good to see that being taken care of.
Yeah, well, they're not safe. That's the one
Right.
thing, and I thought it was an interesting sight that they would actually put food at the burger building, which.
Yeah, sure. Environmental Commission, great presentation tonight. Great work. You've done a lot in a year. It's appreciated. It goes a long way in town. I've also been getting feedback from our new zoning officer. He seems to be handling things well. Everything I've sent his way, he seems to be addressing and following up and answering me, so that's a good thing. The history room, thank you to everybody that's involved in bringing that to life over there. It's been a long time coming. It's glad to see it's finally open. Recently, my wife had put in around the lake, and since we moved in 2005, and we actually just walked around the lake together last week, and she was amazed how much better it looks from then. So great job, Lenny, and everybody involved in that, and looking forward to evaluating the plans for what we're doing with the future, and make a change over there.
All right.
That's good. That's all I have. Thank you.
Okay, a couple of quick things that I had that I mentioned. Lenny, did they start with the rock snake?
Yes.
Yeah? Where is it?
In the mulch. It's on the right side.
Where it was last year? Okay. One of the other things that I did neglect at the very beginning was to mention that tonight we are not going to have an executive session. And the reason that we are not going to have one is that we just got information back today on the American Water thing that our attorney has to review. And so there's nothing really to talk about there. And as far as the personnel with the zoning and code enforcement, the meetings were rescheduled. You guys are meeting next week. So there's not really a status update to give at that point. So there's no need for executive session, so we're not going to have one. Okay. Administrator's report.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, everyone. Regarding the opening of South Lincoln Avenue, I'd like to personally thank Public Works Superintendent Lenny Vidal for his coordination with the Army Corps and also with Middlesex County on both the paving and then the restriping of the project area. We learned last week at a meeting, I found out that further testing of the flood gate will occur over the summer, but only half-day road closures, a few of them, and definitely they know they need to be done before the start of the school year, so it won't interfere with school traffic. As mentioned earlier, we celebrated the opening of the new local history room last night at the library, and again, Public Works was very helpful because they painted the room, they installed graphics for the room, they assembled furniture and helped mount the display. So it was a really great partnership with the library and the borough. Also noted earlier, the borough's new zoning and code enforcement officer, our part-time person, Matthew Dillingham, is off to a very busy start. And I wanted everyone to know also that the recruitment process for a full-time zoning and code enforcement director is still in progress. We have some of the interviews scheduled for next week. The consultant for the Victor Crowell Park Master Plan is working to incorporate comments received at the two public sessions that we had, and this will be going into the evolving concept plan for the park. Borough staff will be meeting with the consultant team over the summer to work on the plan and to prepare for public presentations and discussions that will take place after Labor Day. As mentioned by Councilman Destino, work is moving ahead on improvements in Mountain View Park, including the new restroom facility and new and updated playground equipment. Public Works has also been very busy, as you've probably noticed as you go around town, with annual summer cleanup projects and maintenance throughout all the parks in the borough. We'll talk more about that in the next council meeting. Resolutions this evening include authorization to approve the renewal of liquor licenses, the hiring of summer playground staff, authorization of approved waivers of 2024 sewer bills and 2025 sewer waived appeals, various hirings and promotions for police, construction, public works, and the clerk's office. There permission for the consumption of alcoholic beverages at the Middlesex Elks Car Show, which will be in Mountain View Park on June 19th between the hours of 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. And authorization for the mayor to execute a services contract between Middlesex Youth Baseball and the borough. This will be effective June 1 of this year through May 31st of next year, 2026. And there is no agenda workshop this evening, as well as an executive session. Mayor?
All right, very good. All right, thank you. Let's open it up to the privilege of the floor. Can I have a motion?
Motion, Mayor.
And a second? All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Anyone wishing to speak, please step forward. Just give your name and address, please.
Monica Townsend, 120 Barber Place. I have a question about Councilman Cunningham's report on the fireworks, if that's okay.
Sure.
You said that we would be selling fireworks. Is there a location for that?
No, Monica, we don't. So we don't have an ordinance right now regulating any fireworks sales.
Okay.
At all in the.
Yeah, we don't want people to. No selling of fireworks.
Yeah, so we want to propose an ordinance with obviously the attorney's help to detail that and prohibit those, or at least in residential areas.
Okay.
So that was the point of me bringing that up. Yeah.
All right, because my follow-up was going to be about the ordinance for that and also enforcement of fireworks in the town. So thank you.
Yeah, so right now the only we don't have anything on the books except for you can't use fireworks in Mountain View Park. That's it. There's nothing else. So I think it's time that we.
I agree.
Yeah.
And then I have a question around the housing development. I think this was Councilman DeCino's report. Is there a number of housing, affordable housing, that we have to make sure that we have?
Yes.
Yes, there is.
Yeah, I think it was 14. They were looking for 14 now, and I think in the next 10 years or 5 years, 81.
And I know the administrative report is with the existing housing structure. So existing housing unit, is that how it's supposed to work?
No, that includes new construction as well.
Okay, so that's what I was going to. Thank you. And then Councilman Carnes, do you have a timeline for getting back to the volunteers and the applications that were submitted?
Hopefully this week. I have it like right in the backpack. I have all the fonts done, but hopefully this week. But I don't see what would stop me.
Okay, so for the month of August.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And then the code enforcement. The administrative report acknowledged that the ongoing hiring, is there a timeline for hiring a full-time person for code enforcement?
Well, there are 3 interviews scheduled for next week, and the council will then discuss it at their next meeting, which is next month. So that was one of the reasons to get a part-time person in now, to keep the work moving while the process for choosing a full-time director continues.
So then by next, by July, we would have a timeline of when the hiring should take place?
We could have a decision in a month or so.
Oh, it's a decision.
Yeah, it's up to the council.
Yeah, it would probably, once you have a decision, then probably it all gets worked out. I would say by the August meeting, we should, I'm hoping that we have, here's the hire date, here's when they're coming, here's when they're starting, all of that. It can't happen soon enough for me, believe me.
Oh, I know. Okay, I think that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Emergency 441 Trinidad in Middlesex. Just wanted to address a couple of things, falsehoods that were presented as fact, because, I wasn't at the last 2 meetings, but apparently people standing up here and talking about things they don't know about to be mentioned. So I've spoken extensively with state and county, EPA, DEP, hazmat, air quality, spoke to the LSRP, heck, I even reached out to Tyler. So you stated the LSRP works for the state. They do not. They work with the state.
They work with the state, not for the state.
What you said for.
Sorry.
Okay, for the state difference. You also had stated that there was a lot of complaints, but there were only 1 charge. At the time you said that, there were 3 charges. One of them I had filed. Oddly enough, I filed it the morning after the meeting that you had with them, where you warned them about noise. So less than 24 hours from that meeting, they had an offense that I reported that the court found justifiable cause at a court date. Before I had a chance to even go in to finalize that court date, they had another offense that I reported and brought in. So all people really need to do is create their own video, because the concern was that they'd be sort of siphoning off some of the police activity. So there's no need for police involvement at that point. One of the other violations was a police written, but it was from a community member that generated that call. And then there's another one that I called the police. They corroborated with my complaint. It also stated that we had people over there for the meeting. One thing that was missing in the requirements report was that they found 29 violations that night.
That was mentioned before.
That was mentioned before. It wasn't in the report. I found the report missing last meeting. To be honest with me, coming to as many meetings as I have, I've never seen this skipping or missing a part of my report. But I guess things can happen. I tried to reach Councilman Cody to ask him about it, and I left 4 messages over the course of 2 weeks and didn't hear anything back. So I'm not quite sure where the miscommunication was there. I was calling your number, had your voicemail, and I left the messages. I didn't hear back until I actually asked you twice to put me in touch with Councilman Doty, or I could ask him that. So At that site meeting, you know, it was presented as though we had everybody there, and I'm under the impression we didn't have anybody there. That what we did was show up when we were told. So I don't see that there's been an initiative.
I don't understand your comment there.
Because you said that this person was there, that person was there. We had everybody and their mother there. But we didn't have anybody there.
I was there.
You were there. But
There were other council people there.
Right.
There was representatives from the police, the fire department. I mean, they count.
Okay.
They were there.
All right. But
I was there. Were you there?
Did you initiate the site meeting?
Yeah.
You did?
Yes.
All right. Well, it's contradictory to what I hear when I speak to the county.
Yeah.
So I'll have to run that by them again.
Because you got to make sure you have the right meeting, Kevin. Because they were there on a Monday, and we were back again either it was Tuesday or Thursday.
All of it generated because of the call when I called in and for the smoke, and then that triggered the whole chain of events.
Well, you raised enough issues that we felt it needed a site visit. So, and we didn't want to leave it to anybody else. We wanted to see it for ourselves. That's why we went.
Well, it's been something that people have mentioned here for well over a year, and you stated that was the first time you were over here. Correct?
It's the first time, Kevin.
Right. So,
but when I found out about it, it was within a couple of weeks that I was there.
Okay. Well, here's what it boils down to. I went ahead and had a blood panel done, looking for heavy metals. And I've accelerated elevated levels of nickel and another metal. Anybody want to take a guess? Aluminum, correct. So I'm working with my doctor to bring those down. And until I do, don't expect to burn off when it comes out bad.
Okay. Anybody else?
Good evening, Mayor. My name is Rich Thomasy, 109 Green Avenue. I was just wondering if you have an approximate cost for the paving of the parking lot here?
Zero.
And for Seneca?
Seneca, I can't answer. I think it was like 400,000?
I know the total.
Or is it?
Three streets, Rich, but I don't, just for Seneca, I can't break that down. Because it's a DOT application and we do it based on 3 streets. So I can give you the total cost for Seneca first and second if you like. And I can't give you just for Seneca.
Okay.
I could with time, but offhand, no.
And here was nothing.
The Borough parking lot was this much.
Right. Staff actually negotiated over a long period of time.
It's 5 years of arguing and fighting with Army Corps of Engineers. The cost for us, I've got to go to get it paid, was $240,000.
Well, no, I'm not complaining.
That's all right. We're just letting you know.
I mean, they look good, and the road, I walked the road, and the road is good. No, I'm not complaining. I just wanted to know the figures for comparison.
Don't quote me on this number, but I want to say it was 1.1 million for first, second, and second, all 3 of those roads.
Okay.
Yeah,
With DOT giving us roughly $500,000 in funding.
That's curb work too.
And what?
That's curb work.
And curb work too as well. Yeah.
All right, thanks.
Yeah. If you've been down the new South Ave, it's impressive to see exactly how far apart those 2 walls are. That's got to be, what, 300 feet? Yeah.
Monica Townsend, 125, please. Councilman DeSento's report mentioned that it's possibly best not to put the schedule of the paving out publicly, but is the plan up so that people can go to and kind of see where and when things will be scheduled?
Lenny, yeah.
Yes, Monica, I submit it in my newsletter every year, so every year of the upcoming streets that are going to be paved, it's in my newsletter.
Okay.
So I know what application goes in for whatever street. Yeah, it's tough to be able to give you guys, to give the residents streets when the numbers come back from the engineers, and now I have to make a tough decision to those 3 streets. We used to be able to submit 5 years ago. Now you can only submit 3. So the funding has been cut. The price of everything is obviously through the roof. And now I have to make a tough decision out of 3 streets that are in very bad shape. I got to cut one. So that's why we don't want that to the residents, because I don't want you holding me accountable for, oh, my street's going to get paid when I'm here. So it is posted every year on my list.
Yes, and also another fact is that from the time he decides that he wants to get a street and he starts sending in the paperwork till the shovel's put in the ground, it's probably about 2 years, I would say.
It takes time. So that DOT application, we almost like working backwards by the time. So our application is in for this year that Michael just signed today. I'll get that funding by the end of the year. We'll go out to bid in the spring. So it's about a year and a half now.
Can we still get that process put on the web? I remember we had this conversation over there. I know for years we've had that, where you had this issue with the balancing act. But can we get a list of the streets that our police going to get focused on? No promises. Because I get it a lot. I get the question a lot. And I'm like, and I know the detailed response that has.
I can tell you no promises, but I can't guarantee.
There you go. Can we work on getting something on the website?
Actually, I'm going to defer to the consensus of the council, because I'm not a big believer in that either, because I just think you're just asking for
Do you have some
a
kind of
headache.
list up there?
Of where?
Of streets that you're looking at?
Of where?
When you do
Like
your
the next,
newsletter?
like
Or
what
do
are
you-
the next couple?
Or do you just put your newsletter out?
What are like the next 5?
I have, so, yeah, before I put up, once the DOT application gets approved, then I put it in.
Okay.
So these next 3 streets, which I'm sure Mr. Messina is the only one that knows, and Michael, once that DOT application gets approved, then I'll put it in my newsletter. So, right, I don't want to put these streets, if I told you the 3 streets, and then why let you decide this one and not that one? It's entirely your call, governing body. So if you guys want it up, that's fine, because I'm just going to read the rest. You guys, when they don't get the road.
It's a slippery slope.
It is very slippery.
Well,
We had
let's
a discussion this morning, I was in his office, and I contradicted the road that he was saying, I said maybe a different road, but we worked it out, and ultimately we worked it out. I mean, he was correct on what we did, because I'm looking at more where residence streets and the main roads are a problem too, so.
He's looking at residents.
I'm looking at residence roads.
Yeah, I'm looking at, you know.
Lenny, we're a democratic society. Let's just go, let's go for a consensus. Post or no post?
I don't think we should.
Internally, I think we should have a post. I mean, we could say future roads, roads in the future, but I don't think we should select a date.
So no.
Roads that are being considered
Yes or
in the
no?
future?
No, Mike?
No.
No?
It's a
No?
slippery slope.
1 yes.
100% yes.
All right, so, sorry Jeremiah, 5 to 1.
Jeremiah, just sorry to Middlesex.
That's okay.
Don't be sorry to me.
No, that's all right.
All
All right.
You like the mayor, obviously the governing body. so you
Yeah,
guys
let them have it, and then if it's a one-on-one thing, then they could do it. That works. Okay, that's actually a good compromise.
That's a better solution.
That's a better solution, good.
We'll send them to us.
Okay, anybody else? Can I have a motion to close the public portion?
Motion.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Oh, you got a long list, Linda.
All right, ready to go?
Yep.
Resolution 168, 2025, acceptance of standing reports. Resolution 169, 2025, hiring of Lauren Frisoli of Middlesex, New Jersey as the administrative assistant for the clerk's office at an annual salary of $50,000, effective September 2nd, 2025, pending a satisfactory physical and background check. Resolution 170, 2025, renewal of liquor licenses for 2025-2026. Resolution 171, 2025, approval of the reimbursement of $300 to 7-Eleven store for duplicate Board of Health license payment. Resolution 172, 2025, acknowledging the change in status for certain properties under the veteran tax deductions, block 86.02, lot 9. Resolution 173, 2025, approving the hiring of summer playground staff for 2025. Resolution 174, 2025, authorizing the tax collector to waive 2024 sewer bill for various properties. Resolution 175, 2025, 2025 sewer bill waived appeals. Resolution 176, 2025, salaries and compensation for certain officers and employees of the Borough of Middlesex for 2025. Resolution 177, 2025, authorizing the reimbursement of Medicare premiums for certain eligible pensioners under Chapter 3, Public Law 1973, New Jersey Health Benefits Plan. Resolution 178, 2025, Special Items of Revenue and Appropriation Clean Communities Grant Program. Resolution 179, 2025, Special Items of Revenue and Appropriation Sustainable New Jersey Grant Program. Resolution 180, 2025, Hiring of Sean McGraw of South Plainfield, New Jersey as a permanent part-time sanitation employee in the Department of Public Works effective June 18, 2025. Resolution 181, 2025. Approval to advance police officer April Mendito to police officer class G at an annual salary of $76,810 effective July 13, 2025. Resolution 182, 2025. Hiring of Carl W. McLear, Belvedere, New Jersey as the part-time fire subcode inspector for the Borough of Middlesex. Resolution 183, 2025. Approval to advance police officer Christian Doolin to police officer class G at an annual salary of $76,810 effective July 13, 2025. Resolution 184, 2025. Authorizing the refund of escrow postage George Athanopoulos, 212 Vesper Avenue for Joint Land Use Board Application 2024-001. Resolution 185, 2025, permitting the consumption of alcoholic beverages for the Middlesex Elks Car Show event to be held at Mountain View Park on Sunday, June 29, 2025, between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. Resolution 186, 2025, authorizing the Borough or the Mayor to execute the service contracts between Middlesex Youth Baseball and the Borough of Middlesex effective June 1, 2025 through May 31, 2026. Resolution 187, 2025, authorizing the reinstatement of Robert Vanderberg, Piscataway, New Jersey, as the substitute electro subcode inspector for the Borough of Middlesex. And Resolution 188, 2025, hiring Jeffrey Burke of Boundbrook, New Jersey, as the substitute plumbing inspector for the Borough of Middlesex.
Okay, do we need to pull any of these?
Oh, yeah. I want to pull 2, 15, 20, and 21.
2, 15,
20, and 21.
20, and 21. Okay. All right. Do we have could I have a motion for the remainder?
Motion, Mayor.
Second.
All right. Any discussion? Roll call.
Council President Carnahan?
Yes.
Councilman Carnes?
Yes.
Councilman DeSenza?
Yes.
Councilman DeCino?
Yes.
Councilman Doty?
Yes.
And Councilman Griggs?
Yes. Okay. So that covers. All right. So now, Resolution 169, 2025. Could I have a motion?
Motion.
Second. All right. Discussion.
My discussion is probably with all of these. This is why I pulled them. I didn't know we were looking for subcode officials. It's not the fact that we don't hire them, but I didn't even know we were looking. And the same with the clerk. Was anybody here told that we were hiring 2 at once? I don't hear anybody saying yes.
What do you mean 2?
Well, because we replaced Carmen. Did you know we were looking immediately for somebody else?
No,
No.
I assumed it
I know they-
was
No.
legally.
I know that, but did you know we were looking for someone and we were going to hire somebody? And same with the subcode officials. I get we need the people, but it'd be nice. We're the council. We vote on this. It would have been nice to know.
It's not me.
I have no problem with the people. It's the process. Not even knowing until you walk in here. I got jumped when I came in here. For God's sakes. That's my problem with it. Not the people and the jobs. The process. None of us sitting here, 6 of us, knew about it that are going to vote on this. So you can almost tell what, and stop. I'm talking to the mayor. You can almost tell what my vote's going to be. On all of them. And I know we need the people. Because I don't like the process of not even being acknowledged that here's what we're doing.
Okay. I mean,
So if anybody else can do what they want. I'm saying my piece. That's why I asked to have them pulled.
That's
Okay?
fine. Yeah, that's all right. Like I said, as far as the clerk for your office?
Listen, I got 2 different stories on that. We're not going to go into that in public. Okay? And that's all I'm going to say about that. And I can talk to you about it afterwards.
Fine.
Further. Okay?
Okay. Anyone else?
I mean, I share, I'm not going to go into things, but I share the same concerns that Councilman Doty has. It's the reason why I stepped down as chair position and relinquished this to Councilman Doty. And I think he handled it very well right there. I think that's beautiful.
You know, everybody can vote how they want.
Yep.
I'm just saying how I feel.
I agree.
You know,
Okay.
we used to be told when we were looking for people, at least. you know, even if it's a substitute, I understand we have people leave and we gotta put people, but we were told, we're not walking in cold. I never like got an agenda and that was on it and not knew it prior that we were looking. We at least had a discussion, said, hey, Joe is leaving, he's our subcode, you know, for something, and we're looking.
All right.
I agree. You know, especially number two, on the date. I don't know. I'm not sure when there's going to be a vacancy. I don't know it. I know there's been discussion. I heard June. I heard July. I heard September.
Yeah,
so am I wrong?
Yeah, but there's so we've had other people pull their retirements.
All right.
Okay, and I'm not saying she's gonna, but the other thing is it's the process for me. It's more the process.
Yes.
Well, we're trying to work on the process. That's why we went back for some of these other ones. So we'll get there. I mean, I think actually what would probably be a way when we're looking for these things is...
Just let us know. We don't do all the hiring, and I agree with you, Michael, on that. We don't hire, but it'd be nice to know.
All right.
You know,
but an easy way to do that is to have the liaisons be the ones to let us know that this is what's happening. Just saying. I mean, you just got to ask the question. So, all right.
Yeah. You and I talked about it, and you know what my answer is going to be.
That's okay. That's all right. Let's go forward. Anyone else?
It's nothing to do with the person, the position, nothing. No. It was just how it came about for me.
No, we can certainly update the process going forward. I would just ask for your support this evening. The first two subcode positions, very hard to fill. They weren't in competition. These people are good and they're available. We'll lose them if we don't hire them. I know that the person in the clerk's office, as we had discussed earlier, you know, was someone who was originally interviewed for the position.
I'm just saying, it would have been nice to know. I kind of got smacked.
No, that's okay. I understand. All right, anyone else? Call the roll.
Council President Carnahan.
Yes.
Councilman Corns.
No.
Councilman DeSenza.
No.
Councilman DeCino.
No, I have to vote no, because we have to be consistent.
Councilman Doty.
No.
Okay, and Councilman Griggs.
No.
Okay, motion doesn't pass. All right, resolution 182. Could I have a motion?
Motion.
And a second. All right, any discussion?
Is this the same?
We're hiring a subcode. You know, like I said, it's just, for me, it's different. I don't know.
It's been an issue, and I agree with you.
Okay. Call the roll.
Council President Carnahan.
Yes.
Councilman Corns.
No.
Councilman DeSenza.
No.
Councilman DeCino.
I have to stay consistent, so I'll have to say no.
Councilman Doty.
No.
And Councilman Griggs.
No.
Okay. Well, let's make it easy at this point.
Why don't we just
180,
take a vote?
right? Let's do 187 and 188 at the same time. Motion?
Motion.
Second? Okay, any discussion? We're not going to discuss. Call the roll.
Council President Carnahan.
Yes.
Councilman Corns.
No.
Councilman DeSenza.
No.
Councilman DeCino.
No.
Councilman Doty.
No.
And Councilman Griggs.
No.
All right, guys. We're going to get the information out. We may have a special meeting.
We just, you know, information would be nice. That's all.
That's
we're
okay.
saying. That's all we're saying, Michael.
I know.
I get it.
We're not meeting for another month. There's a lot of work.
If we have to do a special, we have to.
That's what we're going to do. We'll get
Yeah, but-
get the information out, we'll arrange for a special meeting, and we'll take care of these four.
I get it, Michael, you know. You
All right.
gotta run the building, you know, all right?
Non-consent agenda.
Resolution 189, 2025, payroll claims.
All right, I need a motion. Second? All right, any discussion?
You got a question?
Yeah, just that one for, how much was that?
The
50, the mid-five?
I think it was for the door
Access?
access.
Yes.
It's like 50,000?
Yeah, well, the whole system needed to be updated and replaced. It was worn out. I don't know when the last time it was done. I don't know. Do you know how long ago that was?
A while ago.
Yeah. So it was
This
seems
seems
like
like,
replacement.
seems like,
It takes a lot of wear and tear, and you know it's been probably
It's
20 years.
expensive, the stuff's expensive. We sell electronics to people.
It's expensive.
It's expensive.
That's the only.
I can tell you, it's probably the only new and updated thing in this building. Building the building.
I just want everybody to, I look at the bills.
Yes, yes.
Anything
I
else?
knew what it was for.
Did we really, like, what was failing with it? Like, it's the same thing.
It wasn't working, it wasn't like...
I've never had an issue with it for the 6 years.
All right. Okay, so, any other discussion on it? Call the roll.
Council President Carnahan?
Yes.
Councilman Carnes?
Nope.
Councilman DeSanza?
Yes.
Councilman Casino?
Yes.
Councilman Billy?
Yes.
Councilman Briggs?
Yeah.
Okay,
No.
all right. There's no workshop, so no privilege on the floor, no executive session. I need a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Okay.